Hello everyone, I hope you are having a good day or night. My name is Blagorodna and I'm wishing you the warmest welcome to a new perspective, a podcast that talks about gender-based violence. Today we will be joined by our guest Ema to address this sensitive yet widespread issue about the supporting victims of violence, services, hotlines and protection against violence. Hello Ema, thank you for being with us.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
Let's start this episode with a short story. A woman in Milan, recently assaulted by her drunk partner in front of their 10-year-old child, called the emergency number 112, pretending to order a pizza for her son. The dispatcher, suspicious of her tone and the odd phrasing, asked yes or no questions to determine if she was in danger. After confirming the threat, police were dispatched promptly. When the partner, thinking the pizza delivery had arrived, opened the door, officers entered and arrested him. The woman and child were safely rescued following the intervention. This event makes us reflect about the importance of training citizens and authorities to understand these signals for help. Are there any signals for help in Europe?
In Europe, honestly, I don't know if there are help signals. Maybe there are, but we're not familiar with them. In my opinion, there is not a universal signal that works seamlessly across every single Europe country. A discrete visual or verbal signal for help that victims can use in person isn't yet officially standardized in Europe. In Macedonia, for example, there are certainly no specific help signals. But I personally think it would be good to have such signals. Not only should there be signals, but there should also be a special education for the public about them. It would be much easier when victims know how and where and through which signals they could seek help. I believe that then there would be a greater number of reports and registered cases of violence, and because of that alone, I think the number of violent acts would decrease in the future. If abusers knew they could easily be reported, they would control their violent impulses. And before committing any violence, they would think about the consequences. There is one prominent campaign that is called the Signal for Help campaign. It's a simple, one-handed gesture. You tuck your thumb into your palm, and then you trap it with your other four fingers. So while it may not be an official EU-mandated signal, its grassroots adoption is so widespread that in many European countries, especially in support services, are trained to recognize it. A shop assistant or other citizen might be alerted by this gesture to discreetly check in with the person or maybe call for help. Beyond that gesture, the real, formalized signals for help in Europe are the national and regional helplines. And then most countries have their own dedicated 24/7 hotlines for victims of domestic violence or gender-based violence. So, to summarize, a universal, official visual signal isn't quite there yet, but the signal for help gesture is a powerful, globally recognized tool. And more importantly, the infrastructure of audible signals, the hotlines, is robust and established. The key is awareness, making sure for potential victims and the public know the signals exist and how to use them, because the first step to getting help is knowing how to ask for it.
And I think that story from Milan really gets to the heart of the matter. It wasn't about the secret hand signal, it was about a human being on the other end of the phone, who was listening for the unspoken. They heard the fear behind her words, and that made all the difference. That's what we need more of, that kind of attentive, trained awareness from all of us. Because here's the reality, when you're trapped with an abuser, your phone might be monitored. You might not be able to say, "I'm in danger, please send the police." Your moment to ask for help might be a 3-second glance at a cashier while your partner is looking at the shelf. This is why these signals, formal or not, are a lifeline. They turn a desperate, silent look into a sentence. That simple hand gesture, tucking your thumb and closing your fingers over it, is like whispering, "I'm not safe," without making a sound. It's a way to take back a tiny piece of control in a situation designed to strip you of control. So it's about creating a new kind of language, a silent language for when your voice has been taken away. And the beautiful part it is that this language relies on community. And this brings us back to the most important signal in many European countries. It's a free 24-hour European helpline number for victims of violence. It connects you to support in your own language. Knowing that number by heart or having it saved in your phone under a fake name can be your most direct line to safety. From there, support isn't one thing. There are many options you get to choose from. It might be a safe place to sleep that night, not a shelter in the scary sense, but a confidential safe house with a locked door, a warm bed, and people who understand. A companion for the scary parts, a person who can go with you to the police station or the court to help you find the words and ensure you're treated with respect. Help untangling the practical knots, legal aid to understand your rights, guidance on financial support, or help with a safety plan, a practical, step-by-step strategy for living safely when you're ready. The long road of healing. Connection to counseling or support groups, where you can slowly unpack the trauma without shame, surrounded by others who truly get it. It sounds like it's about rebuilding a person's autonomy, piece by piece. Violence steals the choices. Support is about handing them back. And this is where we as a community come in again. Because when that woman in Milan made that fake call, the system worked. A trained dispatcher listened, responsive police intervened, and she and her child were led towards safety and support. That chain is what we need to straighten everywhere. It starts with a signal, a gesture, a code word, a dialed number, and ends with a life rebuilt. Our awareness is the first link. So while we may not have one single top-down official signal across every country, we are building something powerful from the ground up. We are building a network of recognition where a gesture, a code word, or a specific look can trigger a chain of help. It's about transforming our collective awareness into a form of protection. The signal isn't just the hand. The signal is all of us paying attention.
How can we act when someone asks for help?
When someone asks for help, it can feel like a moment of weight and responsibility. We want to get it right, so how can we act? Here are 3 simple steps: listen, validate, and empower. First, and this is the most crucial part, just listen. Don't interrupt. Don't immediately jump to solutions. Give them your full attention and let them empty their cup. Often, people need to be heard and feel felt before they need a fix. Second, validate their feelings. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but you acknowledge their reality. This simple act tells them they're not crazy or alone. It builds a bridge of trust. Finally, empower them. Don't take over. Instead of saying, here's what you should do, ask, what do you think your next step should be? Or, how can I best support you right now? This shifts the dynamic. You're not a hero rushing in to save them. You're a supportive ally, reminding them of their own strength and agency. So remember, listen to understand, validate to connect, and empower to support. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being a safe harbor while they navigate their own storm. Also, another option when a victim asks for help is to contact the relevant institutions on their behalf, state institutions and civil organizations, for example. We can also seek help through the existing SOS helpline for victims of violence.
And in that moment when someone turns to you, it's okay to feel that weight. It's a sign you understand the weight of what they're sharing. But the goal isn't to carry that burden for them. It's to help them find their own strength to carry it. Think of it this way. When someone has been controlled and isolated, your role is to be the opposite. You're not there to give orders, but to give options. You're not there to speak for them, but to help them find their voice again. Our job is to provide the map, the phone numbers, the address of the support center, the website for legal aid, and let them decide when and if they are ready to take the journey. Their sense of safety has been shattered. We must help them rebuild it on their terms. Remember, your role is not to fix everything. It is to see them, stand beside them, and assure them they are not alone. Often, this steady, quiet presence is the most powerful support you can offer.
Can you tell us more about concrete case? If you receive a call from a friend in danger and she or he cannot call the police directly, how would you react to help her or him?
This is a general advice. We should always use our best judgment and prioritize our own safety. If my friend, for example, asks me for help because she cannot contact the police directly and is in danger, I will do it for her. I will personally call the police on the emergency number or go to the police station in person to report the incident. I would do 3 simple things. First, I stay on the phone with her and calmly ask her the most important question: where are you exactly? I'd also try to find out if she's hurt or who is threatening her. Second, I'll call the police immediately on another phone. I'll tell them my friend is in danger and that address. She can't call you herself. I'm on the phone with her right now. Third, I'd be the link between the two of them. I'd stay on the line with my friend, telling her that help is coming and that I'm not hanging up. I'll pass information from her to the police and back. The most important thing is not to go there myself. Rushing over could put us both in more danger and wouldn't help as much as being the calm person on the phone, guiding the police to her.
Thank you so much for listening, and a special thanks to our guest for helping us dive deeper into this important issue.
Big thanks for inviting me and for the possibility to express myself in this very important topic.
Thank you for being here. Now, in our next episode, we will dive deeper in the topic prevention and the future, education, awareness, and cultural changes.